High in the mountains, nestled between two towering peaks, lay the sleepy town of Ravenswood. The townsfolk lived simple lives, their days filled with the rhythms of nature. But a secret hummed beneath the surface of their everyday routine. It was the legend of the Golden Amulet, whispered from generation to generation. Alex, the eldest at 12, was the embodiment of courage. His sister, Mia, 2 years his junior, was known for her sharp wit and even sharper tongue. Their cousin Jack was the daredevil of the group. Completing their quartet was Emma, the bookish dreamer. As the years passed, the legend of the Golden Amulet began to consume their thoughts. The island beckoned to them, whispering promises of danger and discovery. One night, as a fierce storm raged outside, the friends made a pact. They would seek out the mysterious island themselves. The night was a tempestuous beast, its fury unleashed upon the quiet town of Ravenswood. Alex, Mia, Jack and Emma hurried through the deserted streets, their footsteps muffled by the roaring wind and the relentless drumming of the rain. Their destination was the dilapidated old dock on the outskirts of town. They believed the storm offered them a cloak of invisibility, shielding their escape from the watchful eyes of the townsfolk. The old wooden dock creaked and groaned under their weight as they reached their destination. The storm had whipped the sea into a frenzy, the waves crashing against the pilings with thunderous force. With a shared look of determination, they untied the ropes that bound the boat to the dock. Fear, cold and sharp, clawed at the edges of their courage, but they clung to their hope, their eyes fixed on the faint glimmer of light that marked the entrance to the hidden cove. After what felt like an eternity, the storm began to subside. Through the receding mist and the first light of dawn, they saw it, the silhouette of an island, shrouded in a veil of swirling mist. Exhausted but exhilarated, they guided their battered boat towards the shore. Their adventure, they knew, had just begun. The island welcomed them with an unsettling silence. The storm, now a distant memory, had retreated beyond the horizon, leaving behind a sky of the most brilliant blue. The friends, their clothes still damp from the tumultuous journey, stood on the edge of a primeval world, their senses on high alert. The path before them was an invitation and a warning. It snaked its way into a dense jungle, the foliage so thick it seemed to swallow the sunlight. Alex, ever the leader, drew a deep breath and stepped forward, his hand resting on the hilt of his trusty pocket knife. Mia, her eyes scanning their surroundings with a hawk's intensity, followed close behind. Jack, his usual boisterousness subdued by the unfamiliar surroundings, brought up the rear, while Emma, her gaze darting from one intriguing detail to another, documented their every step in her trusty notebook. As they ventured deeper into the jungle's embrace, the path became increasingly treacherous. Thorny vines snagged at their clothes, their fingers reaching out like grasping claws. The ground beneath their feet was a spongy carpet of decaying leaves and fallen branches, concealing hidden dips and treacherous roots that threatened to twist their ankles. They encountered strange and wonderful creatures, their colors as vibrant as the exotic flowers that bloomed in profusion around them. Giant butterflies with wings like stained glass fluttered past, their beauty a stark contrast to the menacing buzz of unseen insects. Monkeys with fur as bright as the sun chattered from the canopy above, their calls echoing through the silent trees. Once they stumbled upon a clearing, a shaft of sunlight piercing the dense canopy. The further they journeyed, the more they began to sense that they were not alone. The jungle seemed to hum with an unseen energy, a presence that watched them from the shadows. They stumbled upon crumbling ruins, half hidden beneath a tangle of vines and roots. their stone walls etched with strange symbols and carvings that hinted at a long-forgotten civilization. And always, there were the whispers, soft, sibilant sounds that seemed to emanate from the jungle itself, whispering tales of ancient secrets and long-forgotten magic. Deeper and deeper they ventured, the air growing heavy with the scent of unknown blossoms and the hum of unseen life. The friends followed a trail of crumbling stone steps, almost completely swallowed by the encroaching jungle, their hearts pounding with anticipation. They had stumbled upon something extraordinary, something whispered about in legends, but never truly believed, a hidden temple swallowed by the jungle. Vines, thick as pythons, snaked around weathered pillars, their once bright colours faded to muted greens and browns. The remnants of intricate carvings hinted at the temple's former glory, a testament to a civilization lost to time. Alex, unable to contain his excitement, pushed forward, his hand brushing aside a curtain of emerald green moss. Before them lay a vast courtyard, bathed in dappled sunlight filtering through the dense canopy above. They pressed on, their steps echoing softly in the stillness. They discovered a series of chambers, their walls adorned with faded murals depicting scenes of a vibrant civilization. Processions of richly attired figures, strange rituals, and mythical beasts locked in eternal combat. One chamber, smaller than the others, seemed to pulsate with an unseen energy. Emma dubbed it the Chamber of Whispers for the strange acoustic phenomenon that occurred within its stone walls. Every word uttered, every whisper echoed endlessly, creating a chorus of disembodied voices that sent shivers down their spines. Jack, ever the daredevil, couldn't resist shouting into the echoing expanse, his laughter bouncing off the walls with eerie intensity. Mia, ever practical, chided him for his recklessness, her words amplified into a cacophony. Alex, his gaze fixed on the opposite wall, held up a hand, silencing them. Emma, her eyes sparkling with excitement, moved closer, her fingers tracing the outlines of the amulet carved into the stone. She recognized the script accompanying the image, a language long dead, its secrets thought lost to time. With painstaking care, she began to decipher the inscription, her brow furrowed in concentration as she pieced together the meaning. The inscription, Emma explained, speaks of a trial, a test of wit and courage designed to protect the Golden Amulet from those unworthy to possess its power. Section 4. The Guardian's Riddle. The inscription, Emma explained, was a riddle, a test of their intelligence. It spoke of a hidden door masked by the jungle's embrace, revealed by the sun's rays.
A riddle? Seriously?
Patience, Jack. We're so close. We just need to figure out the riddle.
Her gaze swept over the chamber, taking in every detail. He pointed it out to the others, a spark of understanding igniting in his eyes.
"I think I've got it," he said, a slow grin spreading across his face. "What if it's about a specific spot where the sunlight hits?"
They huddled together, their excitement mounting. The air within the Chamber of Whispers crackled with anticipation. The friends, their bodies casting long shadows in the fading light, held their breath as the sun continued its relentless descent. A single ray of golden light, piercing through a crack in the ceiling, inched its way across the chamber floor like a silent countdown.
He had deciphered the first part of the riddle, understanding that the inscription referred not to a specific time, but to a specific alignment of light and shadow.
As the sun's ray touched the very center of the concentric circles, a low rumble echoed through the chamber. The others gasped, their eyes widening in astonishment as a section of the wall shimmered, then slowly began to recede. Dust rained down from the ceiling as a hidden doorway, masked for centuries by an illusion of stone and shadow, was revealed.
"I told you!"
Alex exclaimed, unable to contain his grin of triumph. He exchanged excited glances with the others, their faces illuminated by a mixture of awe and apprehension. The air thrummed with an unseen energy, as if the ancient temple itself was holding its breath. With a mix of trepidation and excitement, the friends cautiously approached the newly revealed doorway. The air beyond the threshold felt different, cooler, stiller, heavy with the weight of centuries. They stepped through the opening, their footsteps echoing softly in the oppressive silence, their senses on high alert. The passage beyond was narrow and low-ceilinged, the walls rough-hewn stone. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth and something ancient and indefinable. They moved single file, their hands brushing against the cold, damp stone, their flashlights casting dancing shadows that seemed to writhe and contort in the confined space. The passage opened into a large circular chamber, its high ceiling lost in shadow. The air within the chamber crackled with an unseen energy, a palpable sense of power that sent shivers down their spines. In the center of the chamber, bathed in a pool of ethereal light emanating from an unseen source, rested a pedestal, and upon it, shimmering with an inner radiance, lay the Golden Amulet. The amulet was even more magnificent than they had imagined. Crafted from gold, it pulsed with a soft, warm light, its surface etched with intricate symbols that seemed to writhe and shift as they watched. It radiated an aura of ancient power, drawing them towards it with an irresistible force. Alex, his eyes fixed on the gleaming prize, took a step towards the pedestal, his hand outstretched. But before he could touch the amulet, a voice, deep and resonant, boomed through the chamber, echoing off the stone walls with a power that seemed to shake them to their very core.
Halt! The Golden Amulet is not to be taken lightly. It is a source of great power, but also a heavy burden.
The friends froze, their hearts pounding in their chests. They spun around, searching for the source of the voice, but the chamber appeared empty. The air crackled with an unseen energy, a palpable sense of warning that sent shivers down their spines.
Who's there? Show yourself!
The only response was a low chuckle, seeming to emanate from the very walls themselves. The voice, when it spoke again, was closer, as if the speaker was circling them, unseen, unheard, but ever present.
I am the guardian of the amulet, and I have watched over it for centuries. Many have sought its power, but few have possessed the wisdom to wield it.
The Guardian's words hung heavy in the air, a stark reminder of the weight of their quest. Alex, his hand hovering inches from the Golden Amulet, hesitated, a shiver of apprehension running down his spine. The chamber, once filled with the allure of the unknown, now seemed to pulsate with an unseen energy, a warning as tangible as the ancient stone walls.
We mean no harm. We only seek to understand the legend of the Golden Amulet.
The Guardian's laughter echoed through the chamber, cold and mirthless.
Legends, young one, are often tinged with truth, but rarely reveal the full story. The amulet's power is not a toy to be wielded lightly. It demands responsibility, a price many are unwilling to pay.
Despite the Guardian's warning, Alex's fingers closed around the amulet. A jolt of energy surged through him, a mixture of warmth and strange tingling that spread outwards from his hand. The chamber seemed to shudder, dust raining down from the ceiling as if disturbed by an unseen force.
We have to go.
Even Jack, usually eager for a challenge, felt an unsettling wave of unease. They turned and fled, retracing their steps through the narrow passage, their footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence. Back in the familiar embrace of the jungle, the weight of the Golden Amulet felt heavier than Alex imagined. They navigated the jungle paths with a newfound urgency. They found their boat miraculously undisturbed. As they pushed off from the sandy beach, the island began to disappear behind a curtain of mist, as quickly as it had appeared. Exhausted but exhilarated, they collapsed onto the boat's wooden seats, their chests heaving, and a sky ablaze with stars. As they sailed, a comfortable silence settled over them, broken only by the gentle lapping of waves against the hull.
Did we do the right thing?
I don't know. But I do know we faced our fears together.
As the first rays of dawn painted the sky with hues of gold and crimson, the four friends exchanged a look of wonder. The Golden Amulet had granted them a power beyond their wildest dreams, the ability to communicate with each other, mind to mind, heart to heart. They had found a treasure far greater than any artifact, the unbreakable bond of friendship.